Hello everybody. This is Zagnaphein from Llama Games TV. Welcome to the first of hopefully many Become the Meta Definer featuring Belo. First of all, once again, hello. To my Greek viewers, my apologies for this being in English, but I wanted this video to go to a broader audience since we're talking about the One Piece card game. And also a huge shout out to the One Piece TCG Reddit, which I'm making this video for because a couple of people were asking me questions regarding my win, my first actual win in the competitive scene of One Piece, and overall, this was actually, I won a tournament on the Rubicon. It was an event made by the Organized Play, who runs the tournaments in No Label X and the Rubicon. So we went there, we played, and guess what? We won! So first of all, we start with the deck that we participated. So as you can see, it's the Belo. It has 3 Nazumas, 4 Ivankovs, 4 Karasu, 4 Koalas, 4 Kumas, 4 Belobetis, 4 Morleys, 4 Lindbergs, 3 Crackers, 2 Smoothies, 4 Sanjis, 1 Moscato because I haven't gotten my 4th Cracker yet. It can be useful, especially at the start. It's quite terrifying, throwing with 3 Dawn down and scare the people. 4 Satoris, for obvious reasons of course. 2 Emporio Tension Hormones. 1 Fire Fist, which on a Saturday's tournament I lost a match on a Mirror Belobetti because of that. And 2 Amaru. So, this is the current version of the deck that I'm running. This is the first version. Nope, this is the first version of the deck that I was running. This was the one I wanted. I think this is the one. This is one. No, this is the next one I want to show you. So yeah. I think I've changed that. But yeah, I instead of the 4 Crackers, because I was trying the deck, when I didn't have the Crackers, I had 4 Moscatos, because it was easier to find. So the deck went through a couple of changes until I found the perfect formula. As you can see here, the last version that I played before this one that I played this weekend had 2 Sabos inside, but the thing is Sabo is way too slow. And it needs to be played with Koala. Like, it's a decent removal, but if you don't have Koala, so you need to play a full round of 8 Dons with these 2 in order to remove at least either a big boy or 2 cards. That's way too slow. So we've reached at this point. This is the winner's deck. So to answer a couple of questions that some people asked me about, let me open the Reddit here. So of course I would like to mention that in the tournament we had 2 Beloberries, 2 Karakuris, which I fought both of them, 1 Uta, 1 Purple Luffy, which was the final game, 1 Kid, and 1 NL. So the mirror that I survived not playing because I got the 2 Karakuris. See, I played 1 mirror on Saturday, which of course the mirror goes who has the best counters. Same. Uta was really strong, which I didn't fight on Sunday, but I fought on Saturday. Purple Luffy, I will say that it requires a little bit of luck. And God bless for avoiding the Sekazukis. So, as I said, yeah, at the start of the video, we're meta definers. Sort of an indie deck, like it's not a tier 1 deck, but you can make it a tier 1 deck. Let's see, a couple of questions here. So someone asked me if I changed my strategy in that match against Katakuri or just stick to the plan and keep fingers crossing. So regarding my two Katakuri matches, on the first Katakuri match, the person didn't have the full Katakuri deck. He's a good friend of mine. He's new to the game, and he's been gathering the cards. Like for example, he had Shirahoses inside, so we try to help to find the cards to fix the whole thing. He's clearly missing the Kotokuris. I almost lost, but again, I was a little bit lucky because my counters were quite good, and essentially the Hotoris saved me on that one. The second match against the Katakuri with a full Katakuri deck. My only fear was when I let my opponent throw me 4 attacks. Like I got 2 attacks from a Kraken, and then I let myself go through 2 attacks. The thing is, I was lucky with that was my lucky triggers there, and I kept a couple of counters just to save up, which happened, and my top deck was Belo, which I threw out in order to enable Belobetti's effect, and all the attacks were enough for me to win, including the Dons. What the only mistake I made in that match was when I was going for the final attacks, I had already assigned the Dons. I mean, she didn't have any Dons available to cut my power or anything, which could cause me issues, but never put all your eggs in a basket. Has happened on a game before and I lost it. And the final match was with Purple Luffy because my aggressiveness and that person didn't draw any good cards, and essentially that's the aspect of Betty. So, now let's discuss a thing or two, right? There's a Belo Betty here, and there's OP6. We have issues with cards again. We have issues with finding ways to acquire those cards. So I've worked on this. Let me find it. This is it. Is it this one? No. God, so many volumes. There we go. So this is a version of Belo Betty we will be running on the next set. Of course, might happen a couple of more adjustments. So as you can see, the Nazumas are gonna drop to 2. We still keep 4 Ivankovs and 4 Karasus, 4 Koalas, which is you still have my thoughts in it because I need to play this deck a little bit more, and depending on how the meta works in Greece, we're gonna do the adjustments because currently now the meta in Greece is all over the place. Besides some people who have the Sakazuki decks, we have Enels, we have Karakuris, we have Sakazukis, we have Kids, we have so many stuff. Like it's way different than the rest of the world. Like I think if a decent player comes from another country in one of our tournaments, he's gonna blow us out. Except the Sakazukis probably. So we keep the Kumas, of course we keep our Searcher. Morley needs to get through the blocks. Limberg is of course a great removal and a great attacker. So we're adding this guy. This Inazuma is a better Inazuma than this Inazuma. Like this requires, like this guy, you need a card with 7k, right? So the moment you find a card at 7k, this becomes aggressive. But unless you have thrown a Karasu to drop the power from 5 to 4, or you can use that as a removal. This guy, just throw him down. And of course, boom, next turn has banish. As you can see, this, of course, this is the most broken card of all. for this set. For us, like, there you go. Just come on, man. Destroy revolutionary 5k under. Boom, 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 boom. And instantly throw it in the field. So, Raise Max is another good addition, but the issue with Raise Max is that I'm thinking if I should remove 2 koalas and add 2 more crackers instead. Because I need the triggers here. Because as you can see, the triggers have dropped significantly in this deck. So you have two crackers, 2 Sanzes. So 4, 8, 10, 12, 16, 20, 24. So we drop from 31 triggers to 24. Also, as you can see, this is 2 great cards we will be adding. First of all, we're talking about Onami, right? Like it's a 2 cost. Essentially, you can drop Onami on your second turn, right? Let's say you play first. You play first, you can attack. You go to your next turn, and then you drop Onami. So you put a banish on Belo, then you put the extra Dawn on Belo, and you have a 6k attack with banish on. So either your opponent is gonna get it and lose a card, or your opponent needs to throw counters, which requires at least a 2k. And of course, Kikunojo. As you can see, if your opponent has 3 life or less, place the top card of your deck on your life points, and that's the KO of the Kikunojo. So essentially, it needs to be KO'd because it's a 6k for Dawn card. And also, as you can see, if your opponent has 3 lives or less, you can play this card as a trigger, a free trigger. Here is the trigger of Onami, right? KO up to one of your opponents with 5 or less. Boom, you draw Onami from your life. Still, I'm in discussions about this deck. I need to play it. I mean, playing it on the simulator is way different because it doesn't play the meta you have. It plays the meta. I don't know. Like, I've met so many Sakazukis in the simulator. Like, we don't have that many Sakazukis in Greece. It's expensive. So yeah, other than that, I'm thinking of creating this. Unfortunately, the leader is not available yet. So, as you can see, oof, unless Sabo became available. Nope, unfortunately, the red yellow Sabo is not available yet. So yeah, this is pretty much a rundown of the deck. It took me 15 bloody minutes for it. That's crazy. Almost 15 minutes. And I need to make an intro because I would like to continue this. Also, since we're on sharing stuff, this is my first deck. This is the first deck I made. The amount of losses I have acquired during OP4 on this. I've got a couple of wins, but oh my god. Although this is the changed one, right? Because I have some OP5 cards inside, so you can imagine how terrifying it was in OP4. Losing so much. Oh my god. This is the OP5 version of the deck, but yeah. And I also have an alternate art Sabo, which was the first alternate art I drew. And I'm probably the only one that I'm not gonna give. So, anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any questions regarding the deck, or if you want to play any games and are you a fellow Belo Betty enjoyer and everything, I'm willing to help because I've been helped by so many people. Thanks for tuning in. Stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!